What's up everybody, my name is Cedric and in today's video, I'll be reviewing the 34-inch Full HD monitor from LG. But before I start the review, I want to quickly remind you guys to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I post different types of product unboxing and review videos centered around tech to hopefully help some of you buyers so that you don't have to waste your time and money on products that are not worth it. And I think by watching my videos, you'll know exactly what to expect with the different features and drawbacks of a product. Also, if you guys are interested in purchasing this monitor, the model number is 34WL60TM-B. I'll have it linked down below in the description box so you guys can check it out. Alright, now let's just jump straight into the list of features to see why this ultra-wide monitor stands out from the rest. Firstly, let's start with the general design, as that's the first thing we see on any monitor. Right away, you'll notice that it has a nice, flat, and sharp design with a minimal sized chin in the bottom. This monitor is not curved though, so it might actually appear a little larger, which is what I felt when I first saw this myself. Right below the chin, you'll notice a monitor stand, which I think is really good and sturdy. In fact, it's about 2.5 inches shorter than the monitor that I previously used, which is a 27-inch monitor from Samsung, versus this 34-inch, and both of them seem to be equally sturdy, which I think is quite interesting and a definite advantage for this monitor. Although the stand doesn't feel super high quality, it gets the job done in supporting and balancing the monitor's weight, and it also doesn't take too much space, which is always good. And if you aren't interested in using the stand, you also do get a wall mount option, which is also pretty neat. When it comes to accessing the ports, in the back, there's a display port, HDMI port with the cable included, headphone jack, and a power supply port. And something else to note is that the monitor does not have speakers, so you're going to have to make use of that headphone jack in the back. Also, unlike how it is marketed by LG as having virtually a borderless design, the bezels do stand out, but it also isn't overly thick and bold, so it doesn't look awkward. Underneath the LG logo is a joystick button that you can use to access some of the settings and modes, which I'll be going through later in this video. So next up is the size. As I mentioned previously, this is a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor and it carries a 21:9 aspect ratio compared to the usual 16:9. This just helps a ton with providing a wider field of view, and moreover, it gives you a chance to open more tabs and windows at the same time. So for those of you that are interested in finding a monitor for work in order to multitask and increase your productivity, or if you're just interested in getting that cinematic viewing experience, look no further because this monitor gives you just that. As far as adjusting the monitor angles, it can be used to tilt forwards and also backwards to a good extent. And something really weird is that you can also tilt it this way just a little bit, which I don't really understand why it even exists. To me, it just makes it that much harder to keep this monitor at an equal level, but it is what it is. Now let's talk about the display itself. This is a Full HD monitor with a 2560 by 1080 resolution. It's also an IPS panel with really good color reproduction. For gamers, it also offers Radeon FreeSync, which helps with screen tearing and stuttering. There's Dynamic Action Sync, which helps with input lag. Black Stabilizer, which makes dark scenes in games a little brighter to improve visibility. And Crosshair to improve accuracy. Now, a common spec that many people really want to know about for gaming is the refresh rate and the response time. This monitor has a 75Hz refresh rate with a 5 millisecond response time. From a light gamer's perspective, that's not too bad at all for me, and I would be completely okay with that. But if you are a pro gamer and you're looking for that super smooth gaming experience, this might not be the one for you. And I think that's completely okay because in my opinion, this monitor right here is really not meant to target pro gamers, but more so to attract buyers who are looking for a more affordable work from home setup, for example, or maybe for someone who's currently using two monitors and wants to swap them out for this for a more efficient setup. So changing the subject a little bit, but still talking about the display, let's talk about the usefulness of the joystick button. So if we go over to the joystick button and click it, you can either use it to shut off the monitor or go into settings to change the input to either use HDMI or DisplayPort. You can also access picture mode, which has multiple presets that you can choose based on your personal needs, or pick custom and go into quick settings and adjust each setting manually, which is what I usually prefer to do. Oh, and also for input, you do have the option to change the aspect ratio to your liking. I usually just leave it in original. If you go into picture, there are a few more features that you can pick for each mode, like picture adjust, game adjust, and color adjust depending on the task or activity that you're doing. And lastly, if you go into general, you can make a few more changes for language, turning on smart energy saving, etc. Finally, I want to talk about one of my favorite things about this monitor, and that's the screen split feature on the OnScreen Control app. If we head over to the app, you'll notice that there are a myriad of different screen split presets depending on the number of screens you have open or the screens that you wish to have open. The screen split feature helps you get rid of the archaic method of adjusting your window size manually, and now it does it for you. This is not only super convenient, but it's also a massive time saver and a must for people trying to be more efficient. Moreover, since you're getting quite a bit of screen real estate from this monitor, it's really useful to use the 3 or even sometimes the 4 screen split type if you really want to get into multitasking mode. 6 and 8 aren't really helpful according to me because it just gets silly with all those windows open. Now, if you look at the sidebar, some of the different options and modes that I showed to you guys using the joystick button can also be accessed here. For example, you can change up the picture modes in monitor settings. You can even go into my application preset and change your picture modes based on your applications. And lastly, you can go into game mode and adjust a few more settings in here before you hop onto a game. Now, to download the OnScreen Control app, you'll need to go onto LG's website, go to Support Home at the top, then click on Software and Firmware, and then type in your monitor's model number. And if you scroll down, you'll see several zip files that you can click to download. Download the file according to your operating system. After that, you just have to follow a few more basic steps in the download process, and there you go. So in conclusion, for day-to-day work, school, and even some light gaming, this monitor is not only sufficient, but it'll surprise you with how much more efficient it'll make your life. When it comes to productivity, I've really enjoyed using this monitor because of the massive display and the number of screens I can comfortably open, and that too with ease using the OnScreen Control app. The only disadvantage that I think will affect your decision if you are planning to purchase this monitor is the fact that it doesn't have a super high quality display. It's also 1080p, so it may not be the best for professionals looking for crystal clear images for work or for the best viewing experience. Also, the monitor has a 75Hz refresh rate, and it also has a pretty slow response time, which is not ideal for serious gamers. And if you feel these factors won't affect your daily workflow, this monitor is perfect for you, and believe me, you won't regret purchasing it. And that's basically it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and share your comments and questions down below. And if you guys want to check this monitor out, as always, I'll have a link down in the description box. And before you leave, the last thing I would love for you guys to do is to check out another video of mine where I review the 27-inch CR50 curved Samsung monitor that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, which I really enjoyed using as well, and I feel it might interest you too. That video will be linked down below as well and at the end screen, so don't forget to check it out. That's it for me today. See you later.